Heather from Shedd Aquarium here in Chicago. Like many of you, I've watched TN Inspire for the last 3 years and wondered what I would talk about. And I thought, I work in an aquarium, 20 slides, 20 photos of animals who live at Shedd, and then I'll just stand here and let you bask in their cuteness. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little. June 2015, my first interview at Shedd. My interviewer asked how I stay motivated in high-pressure situations. My answer was easy: beluga whales. And that's still my answer today. No matter how busy or challenging my day may be, it only takes a few minutes with the whales to remind me why I do what I do and get me back on track. See, I was a Shedd member before I was an employee, and it makes me incredibly proud to know that the work that I do benefits the whales at Shedd and those we're able to help in the wild, like Tyonik, who was stranded in Alaska in 2017 and needed round-the-clock care after his rescue. Earlier this month, Shedd welcomed our newest beluga calf, born July 3rd to Mom Mayak. The calf's birth was a career highlight for me, working closely with the marine mammals team, making sure the calf reached his important milestone so we could open the habitat to the public, and seeing the awe on guests' faces when they saw the newborn calf for the first time. So that's what this presentation is really about. Shedd's mission, sparking compassion, curiosity, and conservation for the aquatic animal world, and how reconnecting with that mission inspires me, my team, and our guests. And to do that, I'm going to introduce you to some of the amazing animals who live at Shedd. This is Ty, a California sea lion who came to Shedd after he retired from the US Navy's Marine Mammal Program. Celebrating World Sea Lion Day with Ty was one of many great perks of my job, so as you can see, it's easy for me to stay connected to animals. But what about the frontline staff? When you sell tickets all day, you might forget how important your work is to animal care and conservation. Last September, during Illinois Resident Free Days, we gave the team a challenge: raise on-site contributions from guests visiting Shedd for free. How? Talk about sea otters, of course. This is Luna, who was rescued in 2014 by our good friends at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Luna wasn't able to be re-released to the wild, but she's doing great at Shedd. Our team loves Luna, and they took this challenge very seriously. They reached their fundraising goal in the first 6 days of the month and ended up raising 6 times the original goal, enough to feed Luna for about 4 months. So how do you say thank you? The marine mammals team put together a hands-on training session for the guest relations team with the Pacific white-sided dolphins. It was an amazing night and a very tangible reminder of how meaningful their work is. But no matter how passionate Shedd staff is, we can't live our mission without our guests. It takes all of us working together to make real change for the aquatic animal world. As you'll see if you run the 5K tomorrow, Shedd is located on the shores of Lake Michigan. When guests visit, they have a chance to touch a lake sturgeon. It's a reminder of how much we depend on the Great Lakes and how much the Great Lakes depend on us. These beauties are Poblano and Serrano, green-winged macaws who are part of our Animal Ambassador program. Why do you have birds in an aquarium, you may ask? Ambassador animals, like the macaws and Tyson, a prehensile-tailed porcupine, help tell the story of the close connection between aquatic and terrestrial habitats. One of our core values is look nature in the eye. Ambassador animals let guests get up close and personal, and we know that a guest who makes an emotional connection to an animal is much more likely to go out into the world and take action for animals. Animals like Nickel, a green sea turtle who came to Shedd after her shell was damaged by a boat. She got her name from a nickel that was lodged in her throat at the time of her rescue. Nickel's featured in our Shed the Straw campaign to reduce the use of single-use plastics. Turtles mistake plastic in the ocean for one of their favorite foods, jellies. Shed the Straw is a reminder for our guests on site and our followers online that the choices we make, like skipping plastic straws if you don't need them and choosing reusable items over single-use plastics, have a huge impact on animals and their habitats. This is Cruz, a California sea lion who was blinded in the wild. Using his senses of hearing and touch, he can do everything the other sea lions at Shedd can do, and his story has been very inspiring for guests with visual disabilities. It's also a great reminder to us of why it's so important to keep Shedd accessible and inclusive for all. Guys, it turns out 20 slides doesn't even scratch the surface, so I'm gonna cram a lot of cuteness onto these last few while I wrap up. This room is full of incredibly talented people. We could ticket and market and fundraise and code anywhere in the world, but we've chosen to do it for cultural organizations. That's really special. Take time every day to remind yourself why you do what you do and find the things that connect you to your mission. Then share that inspiration with your team and with your audience. For me, that inspiration is all around in these adorable faces. Thank you.